This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in the previous session, we have discussed about the list and the the architecture of Apex, how it works, and different type of data types. And out of the collection types, we discussed about list. Okay, which we talked about. It's a ordered collection of elements, and we have seen the examples of all the methods what we can use. Same way, as I said that day, we have three types of collection. If you remember, one I said it's a list, one I said it's a set, and one is map. Okay, and we discuss in detail what is list. So today we'll see what is set and how we can use in my Salesforce and what are the predefined methods given by Salesforce to use it. Okay, when I'm saying set, so first we will understand what is this set and how can I declare the set and how we can use all predefined methods. So if you remember, in the list I said it is ordered collection of elements. So that means in which order you enter, it will be stored elements in the memory in the same sequence. Okay, but when I say set, it is on ordered collection of elements, collection of unique elements. So there is a basic difference coming between list and set. So list can contain duplicate elements, but when I say set, it is always unique elements, and it is the unordered collection of unique elements. So what does it mean? Now if you see, let me make a small diagram for you. Okay, I'll just start with all basic concept here. Okay, so which will help you to understand the core part of the Salesforce. So when I create a set, nothing but it is going to be a collection elements. Okay, something like this. Okay, I'm just going to create one memory in system. Okay, so in the heap memory, we create a memory. So all the elements is going to be stored in one particular index. Okay, so now when I say set, it is nothing but unordered collection of elements. Okay, so can I say that something like this? Set is nothing but unordered collection of elements. Okay, and all the elements should be unique. This is the specific criteria, or I can say specific feature of the set, where all the elements should be unique elements. We cannot store any duplicate elements in the set. Okay, that is the first part. So now what happened? If I try to enter some value we call 250. Okay, and if you try to enter the next element as 50, if you see in the list it will be stored like this, but here no. The moment you try to store 250 and 50, it will check what was my previous value. Okay, if my previous value is bigger than that, then the cell is going to be replaced. Okay, so here it will come 50 and 250 is going to come automatically. This element is going to be sorted. Okay, nothing but set is always in sorted order. Okay, so now we'll see how I can declare set in my system. So like we create a list, to create a set we have to use the set keyword. Okay, so like I said, whenever we declare any variable, let's integer variable, we do integer. Let's see, number one equal to some value. So it's going to contain exactly one element. If I want to store collection of integer elements, okay, so I can use list or set. As now I'm going to set type, so set, use the keyword set, and what is the data type of this. Okay, then give the set name equal to, then allocate some memory. The moment you write this, so it is going to create one memory location on my heap memory, which we can use in the program. Okay, so now in the same transaction, that heap memory can be accessible, and whatever the collection elements we will store, all can be used. So now if you see, if I want to create one collection of integer type, what do we do? Set, then what type of collection you want to create? I want to create integer type of collection, so I specify integer data type, then I give the my name int set equal to new set of integer. So a simple thing. The moment you want to create any set collection, just you have to use like this: set, data type, and the collection name. The moment you do this one, nothing but in heap memory, it will create one location. Okay, and You see, if you see anytime array or any other collections, we need to specify the total number of element I'm going to store. Okay, but here I'm not specifying how many elements can be stored on this. If whenever you are going to add an element, dynamically it's going to create one new memory location here. Nothing but in the same memory location, it's going to add one more memory. Okay, all these things is going to be represent as one address. Okay, nothing but if I say it's a int list, this is the reference name of my memory location where I can store all the element values. Okay, it's going to create like that. So now the moment I did set integer this one, nothing but I just create one empty collection of type integer. Okay, let me see programmatically if I go and do it what will happen. Okay, so same as like last time we did this integer program, sorry, list collection program. Same way I'm just removing all the stuffs. I'm just going to write set. So to create a set, what we do here, I just create set of integer. Same way you can create set of string, set of double, any values. Set of integer. Let's I just give int set1 equal to new set of string. Sorry, set of integer. Okay, if you now you try to relate the list collection and set collection methods. Okay, the moment I do this one and I trying to do system.debug, what will happen here? Let me quickly print this. Okay, if I do int set1, okay, so what value I'm going to print? Let me execute it. If I execute, then just see what is my log comes here. So I'm just clicking on debug only. I'm saying it's a empty set for me. I have nothing. I have some memory allocated, but there is nothing. It's empty. So see, if I don't allocate this memory, what will happen? I don't have any memory here. Just I gave reference name. There is no memory allocation. There is no new keyword. With the whenever you see a new keyword, it's nothing but it is allocating some memory from my heap memory to this collection or to this variable. Okay, so if I don't allocate any memory, I try to execute, see there will be little bit difference. See this, it is coming as null because I don't have any memory allocation. But if you see the previous one, I have something curly braces, so there is some memory allocated, but my collection is empty. So here my collection is completely null. I don't have any memory allocation. System doesn't know where it is. Okay, that is the best difference. I just remove this. Now I have a empty collection variable which we call int set1 of type set of integer. Okay, now like in the list we add elements. So if I have written this collection like this, set int set1 new set integer, nothing but as I said, it is going to create just one dummy collection. Okay, nothing but it is like this. Now nothing but it is just like this. I have something. So and the name what we have given, we have given the name as int set1. So if you see now this collection having a name called as int set1, this much only I have now. So now I want to store some value on this collection. I want to keep or I want to add some value on this. So there are few methods given by Salesforce which we can use to add elements on this. Same ways what we discussed in the list. Same way, if you want to add an element in the collection, what you do here, I have a method called add method. We can use the add method to add any element to this list, to this set. Okay, same add method we can use. So now if you see, if I go to this program, let me open that. See, in meanwhile, whenever you have any question, stop me and ask me. I won't mind anything. I'll clear all your doubts. Okay, so if I go here, I'll just try to do int set1 dot add. Nothing but I am going to adding one element to this collection. Okay, what is my collection type? Integer. So I cannot add any string type of data here. If I'll try to do it, see, if I'll try to do adding of this string type of data to here, try to execute, it will give me some message. See, it's trying to do some string addition, and this is nothing but we don't have this collection is type integer. And if I'm trying to add string, it will say it's an incorrect signature man not matching. So it's expecting integer, but I'm passing the string. So it should always store the same type of element what I have declared as the data type. Now I just stored here 245. Okay. Same way, I'm going to store another element which I call, let's think it's 25. Same way, I'm going to store another element which I call 145. Okay. Same way, I'm going to store one more element which I call 545. Okay. Now see if I'm going to print this. Okay. So before, if it's a list type, it will print as 245, 25, 145, 545. But as it is a set, and I explained first, the set is nothing but it's a unordered collection of elements. Okay, it will sort by default. Nothing but if I try to execute it, if you see, let me show you the debug log. See here, 25, then 145, then 245, then 545. So by default, this all the collection elements are sorted. Okay, so let's see if I try to put one duplicate elements 145, I'm trying to add multiple times. Okay, so as it's sorted elements, so both the index cannot have the same elements. So if you see, if after adding the duplicate elements, it's nothing, it's unique. Always set contains unique elements. Till now, any question?
No.
Perfect. Okay, so now whenever you want to add a specific element, simply we use to add method. Okay, so let's see, I'm just going to create another collection, another set collection, and in that collection I'm going to add some more elements with addition to this, same way how we have the list. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create int set2. Okay, the name I gave as int set2. So now in int set2, I want to add all these elements, and addition to that I may have some other elements. When I say that, so what I do, I don't want to again write all these int, what are the elements I have, I don't want to write again int set2 to like that. So I don't want to copy individual all elements. I have some methods which will help me to add a collection of elements on this set. So nothing but, as I explained in the list, we have add all. Same way here also, I have one method which we call add all. Nothing but I can do int set2 dot add all. So when you do add all, nothing but it is expecting a collection of elements. It may be a list or set of same type. You can pass a list here or set here, but this type should be same. So now I am just using this set one. What are the elements I have on int set one? Take that, and with that individually also I can add some elements. If you want to add a single element, then use add. If you want to add collection of elements, then use add all. Okay, so now I'm just going to print int set2. These are the same methods what we have in the list, same type of things, but this list set map we are going to use many times in the program. So if you see any logic, any class, you will see this collection declaration always. Okay, so now if I debug it, if you see, I have two collections now. Okay, int set1 and set2. Int set1 all the elements copied, and with that I have added something called 98. Okay, so see if you add, it is automatically sorted again. Wherever are the elements, but all elements will be in sorted order. Okay, so now you understood what is add, what is add all, how to add collection elements, how to add a single elements. Okay, now let's see, I want to see how many elements I have on the int set2. Nothing but I have some method which we call int set2 dot size. Okay, same way, it's going to return me integer number of element. Okay, let's same way what list method I have, I'm just explaining all the same kind of methods here now. Okay, so int set2 contains how many elements. If you want to check, nothing but if you want to check a collection contains how many elements, simply you can use the size method. If you execute now, you see here I got the collection of elements, number of elements which contains int set2. It's 5. You can see here number of elements 5, nothing but 25, 1, 98, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements we have on this collection. Okay, And now I want to clear all the elements. Simply same way how we have list clear, same way I can clear my all elements from int set 1. If I go here and just go int set 1 dot clear, what will happen now? Okay, so now I'm going to let me print both int set 1 and int set 2. Int set 2, and also I want to print int set 1. Once I clear, what is going to happen? Okay, I just execute it. See here now, I have int set 1 completely empty initially. Then I have this many elements. Then int set 2, I have this elements. Number of elements 5. Then I cleared. Then if you see, my int set 1 is completely cleared. There is no elements. Okay, but int set 2, I have elements. I may add all collection of elements to int set 1 to 2, but it's a different memory locations. It's nothing but I we are not cloning anything here. It's just taking the elements and storing on different locations. So see, I have int set 2 have all the elements, but int set 1 got cleared. Okay, so if you want to clear the elements, all the elements from a collection, simply use clear method. Okay, so now I want to see my int. See, right now you can see, okay, int set to have some elements or not. Okay, so if you have very big line of code and getting data from my database, and you want to check, okay, this element, particular element is available on the collection or not. If you want to check that kind of thing, how I'll check? So for example, if I want to check 25 which element exists on int set 2 or not. So what you can do, simply you can check int set 2 dot contents. Okay, so if you want to check if single element contains on this collection or not, simply use contents method. What is the element? I want to check 25. If it contains, then it will return true. If not, it will return false. So I'm just showing here boolean exist 25 or not. Okay, so I just go here, I print system.debug. We'll see what is the value of exist 25. It exists or not. Okay, so you see, if you go here, you try to execute. Now see, if the element exists, then it will return me true. If not, it will not return me anything. Okay, exist 25 is true. That means I have an element called 25 here. If I want to check instead of 25, I want to check some other value which is not in collection, it will give me false. So if this is for a single element to check. But if I want to check the collection of elements I have or not, nothing but I want to check, there is I have one list type of collection here of integer. Okay, I mentioned it int list 1, int list contents check. Okay, equal new list of integer. Okay, here directly I'm adding the elements here like this. Sorry, I have let's consider, I'm just considering 145, 25 and 545. Even you can add all the elements like this also. Okay, so now if I want to check this list of elements contains on int set 2 or not, what you can do? So same way you can come here, just use instead of contents, I want to check all the elements of another collection contains on this collection or not. So my current collection is int set 2. I want to check all this collection, list collection what I create right now, it's contained by this set or not. Okay, let I give the name as exist collection. If you go here, we'll see what is happening. Okay, see, I mentioned contents. Contents, when you mention, it will take exactly one element, but I'm passing as collection of elements, nothing but I have to use contents all. So I am going to check contains all element from this collection on my int set 2. If all elements are contents, then I will return true, otherwise false. If you see here, and if you see the debug log after execution, my all elements there or not. If yes, then I will get output as true. See all the elements I have. So now on this collection, I am adding one more element which I call 12. So now I execute it. So now you see all the elements are not contents on that collection, so return me false. So this way you can check all the elements contents or not. Okay, so now same way, if I want to remove one particular element, then use remove. So let's see, from this set I want to remove the element called 98. Simply what you can do, int set to dot remove. Which element I want to remove? I want to remove the element called 98. It will try to find out the element 98 and remove from the collection. Okay, so now see if I do here, we can see what the difference came now. Let's open debug log. See, now on this collection I don't have 98, but before I had 98. Same way, if you want to remove the list of collections, nothing but see, this from this collection I want to remove all 145, 25, 545, 12, whatever the element match I want to remove. So that time I can use int set to dot remove all. Whenever you are manipulating with another collection, always use all, remove all, okay, add all, contents all, that kind of thing. Okay, when you do this collection to remove, so I just use remove all and I gave the collection name. Okay, again I'm just going to execute. We'll see the log file here. See, now my element left is only 245. Okay, so now same way, as I made remove, I just want to check my collection is empty or not. So now I have one element in the collection. If I'll check my collection is empty or not, what I will do? Okay, again I'm doing check empty final. Okay, you can give any variable name. I'm just giving variable name so that we can understand on this context. Okay, let's, I am checking is empty. It is nothing but going to return me a boolean value true false. For that I kept boolean. Okay, whenever you use if condition, if else condition, that time we will use. Okay, so that all the stuffs I'm going to explain when we learn about more advanced concept. Okay, so see, I just check here, I just execute. If you go here and open it, the debug log, see, it's not empty because I have one element. If I don't have any element, then it will show completely empty. Right. Same way, if I want to see, okay, and right now I have removed all the elements from int set 1. If I try to keep it as int set 1 check, obviously it is empty. Okay, so it will show me true. Let me load this log. See, it's empty, correct? But I just check with int set 1. Okay, so now till now, do you have any question for me?
So Debashish, likewise, we were using in list because we have indexes over there. That means we can add or remove a specific
Mm-hmm.
value from a specific location. We can't
Correct.
do such thing in set, right?
Yes. In set, you cannot do with index because see, here it's all about the element. As we do automatic sorted here, so it's not manipulating with index. So if you want to get the element from index 1, so in the next time that element may change because automatically will sort to the element what you entered. It may be the replace the value, so we don't manipulate this as a index. But still, if you want to manipulate the index, you can use the array type of thing, not like okay get of these that methods we cannot use, but we can use in for loop and we can access it. Okay, each element. Okay, nothing but, for example, to show you this one, let's see, I have this collection int set 2. Okay, I have few elements, so I can write a for loop. Anyhow, I am going to talk about for loop also in my one session. I can do here integer each element. Okay, or simply I can write as integer each element. Okay, and I'm just going to take int set 2. So here I can get all the elements in that way. Okay, not with individually using get method or something.
Okay,
Okay,
so get and set won't be. That means that
oh,
that can't be
no,
used in set, right? Okay,
no, that is not a predefined method.
okay.
Perfect. So now we learn how to remove an element, how to add an element to check the size and clear everything. Same way, I have a special method here which we call retain all. So nothing but let me show you here something. In my collection, right now let's assume I have 23, I have 45, I have 87, I have 98, I have 123. I have another collection which I have 23 and 98. So now when I use remove, so what happened? The moment I use remove all, then from this collection 23 98 got removed. So finally what is left out? Left out 45, 87 and 123, correct? So likewise I have a return all. If I use the return all instead of remove all, so it will remove everything except these elements. Okay, that means whatever the collection elements I have, from that collection just return these elements and remove others if you want that. If you use remove all, that means remove these two elements from the collection and keep other elements. If you return all, that means remove other elements, keep only these two. That is the basic difference. So now same way how we did removal, same way we have a return all. Okay, so right now see I just comment this removal here. Okay, so that I don't want to remove all the elements to check my elements are there or not. So now see I just go here, I just made int set to return all. Okay, and I'm just going to check the elements. As you understood removal, same way I'm just showing you the return all. Because if you see the log file, when I do removal, I left with only 245. This 145, 25, 545 got removed because see, I have this 145, 25, 545. Now I'm saying no, retain this and remove others. So if I execute it, see what happened. See, all elements removed, only this collection element stored in that int set 2. Okay, so you can use this one also. Okay, same way, if you want to clone one element, you can use the clone method also. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. So I have one list, sorry, one set which you call int set 2. I want to clone this int set 2 to another method. Basically we use this clone normally whenever we calculate with s object records, nothing but account record or any custom object records, but still we can use the clone method here. So see, if I'm just going to create another set here, let's see, I just mentioned name as a clone set. Okay, so now if I mention here int set 2 dot clone, nothing but it will clone completely int set 2 here. Let me print this. Set 2, sorry, I just mentioned here type mistake integer int here. Let me copy this. Like how we did the list cloning, same way we can do the set cloning also, completely same mechanism, nothing else. If you see completely what element I have in the int set 2, everything will be cloned to my new clone set 1, same thing. So completely I'm just cloning it. So after this clone, now I'll just show you something here. Once I clone it and then I just go and clear the int set 2. I just clone the element from int set 2 to clone set and then I went and clear it. Okay, so the moment I clear, we'll see what are the elements I have in the int set 2 and clone set. Yeah, this is for clone set, and let's pass print int set 2. Now I go and execute. Let me load this debug log. int set took done, complete empty, but clone shouldn't have the value. Okay, so when you see this thing, this is nothing but this clone completely used as a deep clone. Okay, it is completely cloned the memory location with element. It is not the reference clone, not the shallow clone. There is the two things which we call deep clone and shallow clone. When we talk deep clone, it's nothing but completely copy of that, including the memory location. When you say shallow clone, it is not the completely clone. It is not. It is just reference to the same object. Nothing but let me explain you logically, but we'll just talk this in future in some other part. So consider this is one of my collection. Okay, this is one of my collection. So now, so if I want to clone this, I have two options. So I can make completely same part of this. Okay, I can refer in somewhere else how I refer this one. Otherwise, I don't want to make the copy of this one completely. So what will happen? Let me clear it. So if you want to use it, you just give a name and refer to this place. Okay, I just said clone list. Okay, nothing but you can use this with a reference to this, just a reference to this. Okay, so you can make another clone list something and just make a reference. So that will come as a shallow clone. It is not completely clone, just we clone the reference, but we are using the backend same object or same collection or same memory locations. And when you say deep clone, nothing but it's a completely exact copy of the same thing, but both are two different memory. So if you manipulate something here, it is not going to reflect on this one. If you manipulate something on this main collection, it is not going to reflect here. So that time we talk it as deep clone. Okay, so we'll talk about this deep clone shallow clone in future. Okay, just I gave the overview of that. What is deep clone and shallow clone? Okay, so like that, how we create the list, same way we create the list, and how list can be nested, same way set can have the five level nested. We can make the set. Okay, so I hope you have did that list nested. So for one label, we mention a set of integer. Okay, so let's see, int set equal to new set of integer. So if I want many labels, nothing but set of the collection elements, the same way how we have in the map, so we have in the list. So this is going to contain another set element of what type? Integer. Okay, then now give this nested set name equal to new set of, this is what type of element? It is going to contain set of other elements. Correct, same ways. So nothing but I have a list. Sorry, let me clear this completely. I have one set, I have another set here, I have another set here. Here I just have some element values, I have some element values here, I have some element values here. Nothing but I declare all these collection as set of integer of int set 1 or int set 2. I have 0, 1, 2, 5. Same way this collection contains some elements. Now I want to have another collection which can contain each element not as a list, not as a integer or any predefined type. It can store this element completely. Nothing but it is going to store another list. Okay, same ways how we define list, same way set also. And this set can be the nested set, and you have to practice this one so that you can understand how we're going to play it. Till now, any confusion, any question for me?
No.
Perfect. Sridhar, Ashwini, all clear? Okay,
Yeah,
no
Deb.
worries. Perfect. Okay. So now we have another collection map. So we understood list is ordered collection of elements which can contain duplicate values. Set is unordered collection of elements which is unique. Okay, so we understood why we have list and set. There is a basic difference. Okay, so I may need my duplicate elements to be stored, so we kept the list. If I want no, all elements should be unique, we going to set. I want okay, my elements should be sorted by default. I came to set. I want no, my element can be stored as the way I entered. It can be list. So that two collection we have understood. Then what is this map came again? So why map? This is what kind of collection we have. When we say map, it is nothing but a key pair collection. Nothing but when, let me show you something here. Let me clear it. Okay, you have seen the books. Okay, so when you open a books, first you see the index, correct? In the index, nothing but you see what you see chapter numbers, sorry, chapter, okay, and page number, correct? Same way, you see chapter 2 and page number, correct? You see chapter 3 and some page number that way. So now nothing but if you see the page number directly you can go to chapter. Let's say you see this page number something 345, you can go to this chapter 3. If you see page number 145, you can go to chapter 2 directly. So nothing but you are navigating to a particular place by using some key. So if you see chapter 2, okay, cannot be exist in multiple pages. Chapter 2 is going to be in the one page only. Okay, it may be page number 45, page number 450, or page number anything, but it is unique always. I cannot write anywhere in the book, you will never see, okay, chapter 3 again at page number 56, and again you will not see anywhere again chapter 3 at page number 67. It may be chapter 3.1, but it will not be chapter 3, correct? So if you want to go to chapter 3, what you will do? You will see page number 56, directly open page 56. Okay. So this kind of thing when you see, this is nothing but we call it as a map. Okay. And this map divided in two parts. What is the two part? Whenever you see the map, map is a collection of key and value pair. So we think this area is nothing but key, the left side one, and this is nothing but a value. Okay, so by seeing the value, see this can be duplicate. Okay, I can have one chapter 3.2 in page number 67 also can be. It's a small sections of on small paragraphs. I can be in the same page, but this left side key cannot be duplicate anytime. Okay, so map is nothing but a collection of key and value pair where key is unique and value can be duplicate. So when I say key is unique, nothing but key is always, remember, it is a set type. It is always a set type, and value is always a list type. Okay, so now how I can use this map, how I can create the map in Salesforce? Any confusion till now? Getting my point?
David, to understand this concept is easy, but while implementing it's for me it's really tough because
No, it was tough, but I assure you it will be really easy.
okay.
Just we have to remember 3 to 4 methods for the map, which will use common always, and how to declare a map. Nothing else. Don't worry. I'll assure you, it's quite easy. Okay,
Okay, then yeah.
perfect. So now same way, when we declare a set or list, we use list and set keyword. But when you use a map, how we'll do it? No worries. Use a map keyword always. If you want to declare a map, use a map keyword. So now, as I said, map is nothing but collection of key and value. So I have to define what is my key. Two things. What is my key? What type of data you want to store as a key, and what type of data you want to store as a value. Two things. So now, like list what we did, or set what we did, a list, and we define that type, maybe string or integer, anything. Okay, and then give the name and equal to new. So but here this is one type of data you are storing, but in the map we are going to store two type of data. One is key, one is value. So what type of data you can make as a key, so that you define here. So first nothing but data type for key. Okay, and second one is going to be data type for value. Okay, so now give your map name equal to new map of data type for key and data type for value. Just all over this memory. Okay, we did this much thing, correct? So now we'll see. Let's consider I want to create a map, okay, with student roll number and their name, for example. So I want to store, okay, I'll see the roll number, I can get the name. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do map, okay, let's see, I say integer and string type. I'm explaining with a basic example. Okay, then what I do here, let's I give roll number student map equal to new map of integer string. Okay, so now if you do this one, nothing but in the memory exactly one empty map created. Okay, nothing but this is some kind of integer and this is some kind of string going to store, but there is nothing. So now if you create an empty map, how we are going to store the elements? Let me see that part. Let me store this, save this file somewhere for my future reference. Let me save. Till now any confusion? I don't think so, correct?
No.
Perfect. So now the moment I go to create a map, I use map, then my type I define as integer and the value type I define as string. I give the name of the map as role student map equal to new, I specify here map integer string. Okay, so now it's a empty map. So how the element I'm going to store on this map? Okay, like if you remember, in list or set we use add method. So when I want to add some element on this, how I'm going to do? So just I'm going to change my definition here, my sentence here. So I'm going to add one value to a particular key. Okay, nothing but if you see, I'm going to give my page number to a particular chapter. So I'm going to put one page number to a chapter. I'm going to put one page number on a chapter. Same way, I'm going to put values to a key. So instead of add methods, I am going to use a method which I call put method. Okay, so if you want to put one element with a particular key, put a value for a particular key, we can use put method. So nothing but let's see, I use role student map. So nothing but how I'm adding the elements. Here instead of add, use put method. Put what value? Put value to a key. So let's assume my roll number is 1, 2, 3 and string nothing but I specify the basis. Same way, I have a map. I want to put another element. Nothing but I use roll number as 1, 2, 4. Name is Ashwini. Okay. So same way, I want to put another name as 1, 2, 5. Name as Sri. Okay. Same thing I'm just doing again, nothing else. So the moment I do this one, if you see all these elements I'm adding on the memory of role student map 1 to 6, and let's see, I just mentioned here Assis. Okay, so now this is element. See, if let me print this one. Ashwini, if any moment you got confused, feel free to ask me. I'm just going to execute this. See, the moment I execute it, what will happen? It will show as key and value pair to me. So if you see here, see 1, 2, 3 equal to the basis, 1, 2, 4 equal to Ashwini, 1, 2, 5 equal to Sri, 1, 2, 6 equal to Ashish. So the moment, let's see, I just want this is also as a 1, 2, 5. If I try to save it, okay, so something happened. But see what happened here. I execute, I just kept 125 as a duplicate key to me, correct? So the moment I keep duplicate key, what is going to happen here? See, 1, 2, 3 devices, 1, 2 for Ashwini, 1, 2, 5 access. So what is my latest value? It will be there. There will be no duplicate elements. So if you have duplicate, always it will be replaced. Okay, see, I have 4 elements, but here I have only 3. So if you have duplicate key, it is going to be replaced with the latest. For the latest, that element will be stored only. So that means if you want to put one element, okay, to a key, use put method. If you have, let's see, I have another collection. Okay, let I keep the name as role library student map, for example. And in this map, I want all these names with something else. Same way how you use add all, we'll use put all. Okay, I want to put all the elements from this collection. It's the same way how we use add all methods, correct? And apart from that, we can use some other elements also. And always remember, key is going to be unique. If not unique, then it will replace the value. Let's see, I have 226. See, the value can be duplicated. I'm keeping 226 in access 2 times. It can be, no worries. Okay, I'm just going to here 226 with Mohes. I just executed. Let me print this also. But the power of this method, power of this collection, you will see when you work with database SQLs, when you get the record from database and manipulate it, that time you will see the power of it. But right now, to use that time, right now we need to understand the methods to understand the syntax of that. See, now you see 1, 2, 3, 124, 125. Then the second element what we have added. Okay, value can be duplicate, but key cannot be. So now we know if you want to manipulate with map, what we have? We have put all that we can use. Okay, so now from this collection, okay, I want all the elements which are used in key, how I'll get. I want all the elements which we have in as a value, how I'll get. So when I want all the elements which are used as a key, simply we can go, you can use a method. Let me see. And key is always set. I said key is always set and value as a list. If I want to store all the elements of the key, what I do here? Let's I give here set name. Okay, so type is integer, as my key type is integer. Okay, let's I mention key from roll lib. Okay, equal to new set of integer. Okay, the moment I did this one, I want to get all the elements of the set. So here, nothing but I used to add all the elements. It may be multiple elements always. So now from this collection, I want to get all the key set. Nothing but dot key set. Key set is a method which is going to return me all the elements which we have as a key. This part. Okay. See if I get it and go to print this, what I'm getting here. You see here. Just execute it. You see here, I got all the elements 123, 124, 125, 126, 226, all the elements I got. So if same way, if I want to get all the elements which are used as value, so what we do, we have a method called values. Let's see, it's value always a list, not a set. Okay, and what is the type of value? It's a string type. I just specify string. So what I want to get, so let's see, I'll get, I just change the name as value from this map. Let print it. So instead of key set, I'm using the values. Let me print it. See, you have this all the values. So see, whenever you see the map, Right now, any class you open in org, you will use this put method many times to add the elements. Okay, we know how to put the elements, how to get the elements from the key set, how to get the elements from the values. Okay, now same way, if I want to get a particular element from a key. Okay, I'll go to roll number 123 and get the name Devashish. To get a particular element from the key, what we do here? So let's see, I'm in the role student map. Okay, so I want to get a particular element. So what do we do here? Role student map dot get a element from the key. What is my key? My key is 123. I specify here 123 key and get the element. It is going to return me my value. What is my value type? Let's just name. Okay, so the moment I use get, nothing but I'm specifying get the element for a specific key. My key was 123 and I want to get what value I have there. So if I do that and I will print, you see get element is going to give me the particular value for that key. I just execute it. Now you see from 123 I had the value as the basis. If you see name came as the basis in the 123 value is this. To get a particular element from the key, use get key. Okay, so same way you can use, I'm not writing again, you can use to check keys map is not empty or not. You can use isEmpty method which will return us if the elements are empty. Same way you can use size, how we use in the set. If what is the collection size, it will show. If I in this map I have 1 2 3 4, I can get the 4 elements. So if you see this map, I have 4 plus 5 plus 6, so I have 6 elements. Okay, so if you want to check the element empty or you want to get total number of elements, use the size methods. Okay, so now from these elements I want to remove the element which we have on the key 123. I want to remove this. So simply what I can use, this map dot remove. If I use remove, nothing but I am going to remove one element from a key 123 element I want to remove. After I remove, I just want to print that element completely. You see, right now once I do it and I just go on execute, let me show you that element got removed. So you can remove a particular element from a key. Okay, see here, 1 2 3 gone. So if you want to remove all the elements, same way how we used clear, use the clear method. Okay, these things you can practice it, clear method. Okay, how you clone one map set or list, same way you can clone also. So these are the specific all methods which we use for a map. Okay, so any questions till now?
No.
So
Clear.
can we get key as well from a value in a map?
No,
Likewise,
from
okay, so we can't do that. Okay.
we cannot go in reverse way, but we can write
Okay.
a for loop and we can try to get it in the logically, but with
Okay,
any
again.
standard
All right.
methods we can.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So there is one more method which is called get a subject type. I will not talk about that now. Once I talk about the SQL SSL, so that time I can show you what is how to get the object type of this map. Okay, so what you do now, so you just practice this list, set, map and the methods, which is the really important to be expert in Apex. Okay, Ashwini, from these methods, do you have any confusion?
Right now, I don't think so, but I will go through that all the videos and then.
Perfect. And let me know, you said like when you use this map, you are being so confused. What is the specific area where you are becoming confused?
Because there's sometime they used to put and then after retrieve the data with the particular methods. So
Mm-hmm.
this sometimes get bit confused for me. So
Okay. So nothing but I can give a small example, so which can clarify all of us. Okay. I'll write some kind of SQL right now. Okay. So don't worry for that. Okay. Nothing but let's I have some for loop here. I am just scoring an account. This kind of thing I'll tell you completely in future classes. I just wrote select ID, okay, name, okay, these two things from account. So I have very few records on my system, so directly I'm coding all the stuffs, but we should not write like that. But for example, I'm just writing it, and I'm storing all this account in a map. Okay, map. Let's see string, and let's see I have got nothing but called account. Okay, so I just gave name as SCC map equal to new map of string and account. So nothing but on this SCC map, I'm just storing all the elements, account elements with key as account ID and completely account. Okay, so this is not confusing till now, correct? We can do this simply. I specify type as account, I specify account record. So sometimes what happen, I may need to get a particular account. Let's from somewhere we got, I have one account ID. Okay, let me get this account ID something here. I'm just opening a specific account on my system. Just a small example I'm showing, but in future we'll use many more of this kind of thing. I'm just copying the hard-coded ID here, which you should not do anytime. But to explain this, I just did this one. So if I want to get the account details of this ID, what I can do, I can use, see, this account ID, nothing but one ID which I have stored here. Okay, associated to this ID, I have complete details of the account which we have queried. If I want, what I can do, I can get account, okay, map account, the name I gave. So SSA map dot get, if I do here and I pass it this SSC ID, nothing but this ID I passed, I'll get the complete account details. See, system.debug map SSC. I'm just printing this one. I'm just going to execute only this much by using execute highlighted. If I miss something, on expiry token, this system get this SSC ID. Somewhere I have using something extra thing here. I'll see which line I'm getting. Norris, that's fine. Let me see the log file here. See, 38, I got the null. So I don't have anything. So okay, let me allocate some memory here first, this map account. This is the same account, NA59. Yes. And let me print all these accounts ID. So I'll just pick one specific account ID here because my ID can be 15 digit and 18 digit. So based on that, it's a 15 digit ID which I copied. So I'll just copy one specific ID here. So that ID I'll just try to put as a key. Just wait for a second. See, I just tagging the last 3 digits with this specific ID. So it will give me the 18 character sensitive record. So C7N, but it should be this ID, which we didn't get by the copying. Okay. Now I'm just going to get that record to the specific record ID. If I execute it, if you see, I'll get that account information. So if you go to any program wherever you have used map, you will that way only. See, account to ID this, name is completely came this one. Okay. So that part of thing we do here. Okay. So nothing but what I'm saying here. So we always, whenever you use map, we'll use this put get always. Okay. And is empty and size. If any program you see is empty, size, put, get, remove, that kind of methods only we'll use. And this kind of thing, when you practice a lot, we'll get it. Ashwini, did you get any confusion from this part?
Yeah, this is okay right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no worries. So we'll practice so many of these. Okay, so you'll be expert. And also, if you have any specific scenario, any specific program where you got confused, share with me in next session. I'll explain you. You'll get clarity. Okay, I'm just giving the basic examples, so not to confuse you a little bit. Just basic examples. So based on that, we'll continue further. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. So we'll meet next session where we'll discuss about some more other topics. You meanwhile you practice this list, set, and map. Okay, we'll meet again in the next session. If any questions, we can discuss, and you can message me or post any question to me at any time.
yeah, sure.
Yep. Thank you so much.